Hello readers, I'm Amy, here today to specifically talk about Eve Brown and also generally talk about the Brown sisters. So if you've been following me for a while, you know I'm not a big romance person. But Victoria, from what Victoria read, had talked about Chloe Brown and I was really intrigued at looking into it, so I read it. And then I picked up Dani Brown. And then Hillary from Melted Books talked me into picking up The X Talk, which, by the way, WWAM, what would a white man do? Like, they ask themselves throughout that book, and I love it. And then I finally got Eve Brown on Libby, and I read that in like a day, and I loved it. I'm finding the hate to love thing is just awesome. Not like, I absolutely hate you, you're a terrible person, but hate to love, like, with that dynamic, you annoy me, but you're cute sort of thing. So it's nice to see that thanks to Victoria and Hillary and Talia Hibbert, the wonderful author of this wonderful series, I have finally found my place in romance. I think a lot of my idea of romance was the Fabio stuff where it's all sexual tension, all of it, in this big, long, chunky book where they can't say the actual anatomical words for things. They have to use insinuations. But Talia Hibbert just, for one thing, she doesn't just use euphemisms. She actually says the anatomical terms for things, which is nice to see. But it's not just a romance. Yeah, the romance is there. Yeah, they're hot for each other. But you also have all of this character building that has gone into the series. You know who Chloe is. You know who Dani is. You know what kind of person Eve is and why. You have this relationship building. You see the dynamic between the characters, how they think about each other, and how that's working for them, and how it comes to a head of sexual tension. And that's just really awesome to see. There's also discussion of race and gender and sexuality, and especially a discussion of disability. Chloe has chronic pain. I don't remember what all was up with Dani. That one was like my least favorite of the three books, which is still like 4.5 stars. But then in Eve Brown, you have a discussion of autism and how the brain works with that and like different ways of thinking. And that's the one between Chloe and Dani, Chloe was my favorite book. A lot because of the love to hate thing. I'm not as into fake dating, which was more what Dani was. But Eve Brown, I felt really connected to both of the characters in that book. But there's this idea of what you think others feel about you, what you think other people are thinking about you, getting stuck in your own head about things, or different ways to cope with things. Something about these characters I just really connected to. I think of the three, Eve Brown is probably my favorite. The hate to love is very strong in this book, and I understand the characters. I understand completely how they feel and how they think. And I loved that. I don't know that this is going to be a review so much as a gush about romance books, I guess. But I also just filmed my May anti-haul yesterday as of this filming. I had started looking up books for my May anti-haul and I got really excited and had to film immediately, and a lot of them were romance books that I'm looking forward to because I've felt stuck. I'm like, romance just isn't the genre for me, but now I found it. Diversity, I think, is a huge thing for me in romance, and consent and discussion of how you think and why you think that way. It's awesome. I don't know what this review is. This review is just all over the place. I guess my point is, read the Brown sisters. Specifically, read Eve Brown. It's fantastic. Talia Hibbert also she's able to go there with like deep conversations, but she can also make me laugh out loud, which is great to see. Like, you get this whole spectrum of emotions without feeling like anyone is too heavy. Like, I don't think I would cry at any part in these books, but I will laugh my ass off while still empathizing with the characters or really getting a deep look into what they've gone through and how that has changed them. She shows you all of this spectrum of emotions and really builds up this solid character, and I think the first year I was doing booktube, it was like, would you rather have character building or plot building? And like, I always considered myself more of a plot person. I want the story to move along. But I found authors, and Talia Hibbert is one of them, where they build the characters so well that the plot just isn't as big of a deal. Like, I know who these characters are because Talia Hibbert is just that good at what she does. I feel like I'm just gonna keep repeating myself, so this is gonna kind of be it for my Eve Brown review. It's really more, okay, I read romance now, chit chat, but it is what it is. So please like, subscribe, be my friend on social media. I will see all of you in my next video. Bye, friends.